Hi guys, and welcome back to the JobRex mini course for job seekers. So in this video we're going to talk about how to write a great cover letter to get a remote job. Also, all these things that we're going to talk about in this video you can find on our blog post, how to write a great cover letter to get a remote job, and you can find a lot more details in it, so make sure you check it out. So why the cover letter is so important. So mostly employers, when they receive an application, cover letter is the first thing they check even before checking out your profile. So it's important because it's your first chance to make a great impression and show why do you want this job. Also, in many cases, you might not have all the skills that employers are seeking, and with a great cover letter, you can emphasize those you do have and why you're still a great choice for them. Because even though employers are highly interested in your skills, they are also interested in knowing what kind of person are you, and simply because others do it. So if you don't do it, they are already one step closer than you. Cover letter should be anywhere between 200 and 500 words, a simple message that will tell them your introduction, which position are you applying for, showing your skills and experiences, and what else. So we usually recommend writing a cover letter around 300 words, more if you have additional questions in job description. And just make sure not to write a huge cover letter because they are not likely to be read. So how to write it? First rule is never use the same cover letter template for all jobs you're applying to. So this is the main reason we don't have cover letter templates. We strongly believe that you should dedicate extra 10 or 15 minutes to write a unique cover letter for that job post you're applying for. And it's simply, if you send the template cover letter that you are sending to all employers for all jobs you're applying for, it's simply disrespectful a bit, and it's also not professional. So before writing it, find out who to address it to. So this is a very important step that you can do simply by Googling the company, reading the entire job description ad, because employers sometimes do leave a signature, or checking if they had previous jobs, job adverts. You can check them on LinkedIn and stuff. So this is really a not big deal if you can't find a name, but always do your best to do so, because it builds a connection with employer or hiring manager, and it definitely increases your chances for getting a remote job. Very important thing to say here is just don't start a letter with "to whom it may concern." That always gives a feeling that your cover letter is generic and probably not worth reading. So next thing you want to do is make sure you know all about the job. Not reading the full job description in the advert is an obvious sign that you are unprofessional and not dedicated. So employers usually tend to leave small tests in their job descriptions where they are basically checking, did you read the complete job post? So you may find in some job posts, like in your cover letter, in your first sentence of cover letter, write a capital of France. And that way, if you do that, they will know that you've read the complete job description. Pay careful attention to what's written and whether they've asked for specific things from your, like mini tasks or specific things they want you to include in your initial message. Another good thing that you can do is find out more about the company. And here Google is your best friend. You will be a step ahead of your competitors if you do know a lot more about company. For example, if the company is writing a job description and job advert for content writer in B2B business, and you already have experience with that, but they didn't state it in their job description, by giving them such information, they will really appreciate it, and you will be a step ahead of your competitors. So what to include in your cover letter? First and foremost, your name and contact details. You don't have to provide them with your postal address since you'll be working remotely, but your email and phone number is a must. When it comes to getting an online remote job, employers are not likely to reach out to you via phone, but having it there looks professional and trustworthy. Also, make sure your email address is not something like jigglywiggly94@xmail.com. Just create a simple and professional email address like firstname.lastname@gmail.com, and that should be enough. So when it comes to writing the cover letter, you can definitely start by reaching out to them with your CV and that you want and the reason why they want to apply for the job, whatever the job is. Now, when they know who you are and why are you sending this letter, tell them more about yourself, a brief summary of how your skills and experiences match their job description, what kind of person are you, what drives you, and what are your goals, and some previous projects you worked on where you demonstrated those skills, if any. So another important thing when you're writing a cover letter is not to lie about anything. Lying is not going to get you nowhere. So it's always obvious, and sometimes even if it's not obvious, it's just a matter of time when they will catch you lying, and it will not end up good either for you or the employers. Most important thing about writing a cover letter is that you want to tell them why are you the best possible option for them, and why are you the right person for that job. So this is the part where they want to hear most about you. Switch sides for a second and imagine that you are hiring and you have 15 applicants with similar skills and experiences. You want to know who is the right person for the job. So when you start thinking this through and writing it, try to speak their language. Using the language as people who do a particular job shows that you understand the industry or the field that the employer works on. This will create a scenario in employer's mind that you know your thing and you know what are you talking about, that you are on the level they need, and that you are confident. And last but not least, always make sure to include call to action. It can be simple, like, I have attached a copy of my resume. I look forward to hearing from you about this job, or you can read more about my details, knowledge and experience in the CV I have attached in an interview that I'm keen to have. So some of the mistakes that you want to avoid when writing a cover letter is that you definitely don't want bad grammar there or spelling mistakes. So make sure to spell check and grammar your complete cover letter, and its best way to do it is to give it someone else to proofread it to you, and just for them to point out any mistakes or confusing things you might have there. Also, another good advice is that you can install the Chrome extension called Grammarly. It's free and it will definitely help you polish your cover letter. So another mistake is including your CV in your cover letter. So you can attach it, but don't just cut and paste your resume in your cover letter. Try to reword the information from it rather than just repeating it. Think of it this way. CV is a summary of your career and work life, and cover letter is storytelling, bringing it to life, teasing the most interesting details to make the employer want to read more about your CV. Also, make sure you don't have unnecessary information there. Like if you're applying for front-end developer position, there's no reason for you to point out that your brother plays a guitar in a band. It's not relevant to them and it doesn't mean anything. Just cut to the point and you will be fine. Make sure your letter always contains concise information about your past history, your wannabe future, and your beliefs. Anything more than that is unprofessional and will result in employer not being focused on the most important parts. And also make sure, of course, you will apply for multiple job. You will not apply just for one job and wait for them to get back at you, but make sure you don't mention employers your other job applications. Your letter should aim to convince the employer that you really want this job. So that would be it out of this small tutorial. As we said, you can find a lot more information about writing a cover letter in this blog post, how to write a great cover letter to get a remote job. And that should be it. Check it out and let us know in the comments what do you think about it. And I will see you in the next video.